If you want to skip to the blind run of this tool, I'll leave the timestamp in the description. So, yesterday I made a video about Durable, a website builder tool that uses AI to generate sites in under a minute. I'm going to do a blind run of this tool, mailerLite, today to try to recreate the website that I made yesterday. My name is Connor Kirkland. If you don't know me, I'm a longtime developer and brand new business owner. I believe every business needs a website, so my mission is to explore the internet for tools like this in order to 1. Build quick websites for my clients, and 2. Raise awareness of low-code and no-code tools for small business owners to help them bring their business to the next level. Let's get started with mailerLite. So we're on mailerLite.com. I've heard that you can make a landing page pretty easily with this website. I've never done it before, so this will be a blind run. Let's just get started. Click sign up free. I'm just gonna use a fake name and create my account. Okay, it's asking me to verify my email. All right, now that I've verified my email, it's asking me to complete my profile. I don't know why I have to go through all of this. Okay, I guess I'll just go through this quiz. It's asking me about a website. I'm just gonna say that I'm trying to make a website with your tools. Okay, I'm not really interested in doing all of this right now. Okay, so on the left hand side I see that there's a location for sites. Okay, so I actually have to complete my profile before I even use their tool. Kinda lame. They won't let you skip ahead using breadcrumbs. That's fine, I guess. Alright, I guess I'll enter some fake address information. Which tools are you interested in using? Websites. Next. Do you have any subscribers? What content will you share in your newsletters? I don't know. Digital products. Do you sell products or services online? Yep. Have you used other website builders? Yep. What platform did you use? It just says no. That's one of the options. No. Yeah. Let's say other. Please specify. Durable. Next up. What platform do you use? Oh, for selling stuff? I'm just gonna say no here. Next up. Anti-spam policy. Blah, 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 blah. I read and agree. Okay. Weekly newsletters. I don't want any emails. Apparently that's required, except I can uncheck it. And I click confirm. It says it's required. Then why you even let me check it? Okay, whatever. Confirm. Almost. I can create a site. All right. Finally. It took me about 6 minutes to get here. So, okay, site name. This is just for internal use. You can change it later. My cool site. I just want a landing page. Actually, make it consistent with what I've already made. I'll call it Park Avenue. Hit continue. Select subscriber groups allow you to organize your subscribers based on interests, actions, and more. So it's kind of already assuming that I understand this sort of marketing talk. It'd be nice if they offered a little bit more in terms of learning resources to get me familiar with what they're actually talking about here. The tool is optimized for people who already know this information. Okay, so I guess I'll create a group since this is the next step that I have to do to make a website. Not sure why. I'll just call it group 1. Okay, continue. Okay, so here's a template gallery. Yeah, I could go through here and choose one that's interesting to me, but I like to start from scratch to see what I can do. Taking a while to load here. Good. All right, so I asked it to start from scratch, but this still looks like a template to me. There's a success page. Pretty simple, because I'm going to try to recreate that within this editor. All right, so I have my finished durable website on the right, and I'm going to try to recreate this. So I can see at the top, here's where I edit the header. What if I wanted to make the background green? Settings, header layout, logo, navigation, call to action. Okay, so actually on the right here, I think I have company name, navigation, and if I make the page bigger, there's my call to action. So that's what I'm going to choose over here. If I make this bigger, I kind of got the same thing going on here. So this will allow us to remain at the top while scrolling, even when it's toggled on. I was expecting it to follow me as I go down the page, but maybe that's not what it's talking about. If I toggle it off, I can't really see a difference. I guess I'll keep it toggled on. Vertical spacing, what's that do? Okay, so that's just the padding on the header here, top and bottom at the same time. Content width, wide, medium, content. What's this do? I see. Okay, I'll leave it at white. Background, I can actually choose a background color here, so that's good. So they don't give me a color picker. I mean, yes, this is a color picker, but this is like some of the colors that are preset. I'll just choose this. Actually, I like this. You know, if I go to more colors, that's where they give me the color picker. Okay, I'm gonna use the same color that I used over here. All right, I found the color. All right, so you can actually turn the background off too. It's kind of like the same feature that we had in the last video. And some other options for border, shadow. So already I'm seeing a little bit more options in terms of how to style the header. Save. The content style, I'm gonna choose the font that I used over here. I'm noticing it's not in here. Okay. So they don't have the font that I used over here. I'll just use a simple font and change the font color to white. So one thing I'm noticing already is it was very simple to choose a theme for the durable site. It was the first option up at the top, and it automatically applied the theme to every part of the website. I'm going to look for that option so that I don't have to manually fix all of the text elements and button styles manually. So if okay, so where do I go to find the theme if I were to want to adjust the theme? That's an undo button, I'm pretty sure, just based on the iconography. Actions, no, nothing there. Preview is not what I want. Do you want to apply these settings to all visible header blocks? Apply to newly added blocks too? I guess that's kind of where you would set the theme. I find it weird that they're asking to apply settings to all the header blocks, since typically there's only one navigation header. I think that's what they mean by all visible header blocks. This is a nav bar in my language. These are headers, this text. Anyway, let's change this real quick. So they have options to change the navigation. These are just the links in the header up here. They don't do anything right now, but if I edit them, you can see that the link is an anchor, which for people who don't know what anchor means, this might be a little bit confusing. Anchor is the terminology that a developer might use to create a link. The language here is kind of confusing for me. So it says that the title is blocks. That makes sense. But the link, I can link to blocks or templates. I'm not sure if these are pages or what, but if I click on link, okay. Anchor, I understand now, will take us to the part of the page that talks about blocks, or the part of the page that talks about templates. So a link is what you would do if you just wanted to use your own link. A pop-up would be, so no pop-ups found. There's really nothing in the editor here that lets me know what a pop-up is. I just know from someone else that uses this tool that you can create pop-ups. It'd be nice if they had like a tooltip or some way to inform the user about what this could mean. I can link to my own page apparently. So what I want to do is get rid of these navigation items entirely so I can do what I need to do so that I can create this experience over here where I have a social and a call to action. So if I save changes, I'm going to delete these items. This is pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to change the words. Interesting. So this is the same type of link. And when it said contact us, it was defaulted to a mail to, which again, if you're not a developer, you might not understand this, but that is a special type of link that will open up your default email editor. So if I wanted to include a number here, I would have to know as a developer that, one second, I would have to look up numberlink HTML, and this is what the HTML version of that would look like. So instead of mail to being the prefix, it's this TEL with a colon. I'm going to copy this. And now I can put this in my link and give it the number. I can check off that I can open the link in a new tab. I guess that's kind of strange if you can check this off while it being a telephone number. Doesn't really make too much sense. Over here on the right, I have this Facebook icon that will take me to the Facebook page of the business. If I wanted to add that here, I would have to add another link. So I'm not seeing any sort of way to add an icon to this link. I'm just going to type Facebook, I guess, and that'll take me to a link. And then you would just put your business Facebook page right here, I guess. I'll save that just in case. I'm going to change the call to action to have this sort of yellow background and black text. All right, I just happen to know the hex color for my website. Okay, I want black text, make it bold. I don't see a way to get rid of the border. Maybe I just click minus. Oh yeah, that's just gonna increase the border pixels and decrease the border pixels. Okay, so you can adjust the corner radius and the vertical spacing. So like I was saying in the last video, Durable's options are a lot more streamlined and opinionated, whereas MailerLite gives you a little bit more flexibility with your styles. I'll save that. Well, actually, so before I move on from this, I noticed that you have the ability to customize the hover functionality. So when I hover over the button, you see that it turns green like that. If I didn't want that to happen, I can't just remove the hover. I would have to go in here, choose the background color. So if I hover over this one, the hover is just making the background color a little bit darker. So Durable did that automatically for us. But what I'm going to have to do is put in my color again, FFEA82. So if you don't already know your colors in mind, it's not going to help you out too much. Let me make sure that the font is bold. So for my specific use case, as someone just trying out the tool, maybe making a website for somebody else or making my own website, there's a little bit more thought that needs to happen before I start editing with the mailerLite tool. Whereas Durable makes it pretty easy with their opinionated styles to get started and focuses really on the content by streamlining the styles for their website builder. Save this. I'm just gonna take a risk and click this so that maybe these styles will apply to the rest of my blocks. Okay, nothing happened to do that. So if I click this checkbox and save, maybe, okay, that only applies to new boxes or new blocks. So I guess let's continue editing. Animations, use preview mode to see animations in action. Fade preview, that's kind of cool. There's automatically a fade animation applied as I scroll down. What about mobile? Navigation works pretty well. Again, the fade works pretty well. So that's a really nice feature from mailerLite. Close the preview. I want to see what flip up does. Okay, I think I like fade better. So I can choose the option to include a footer and a notification bar here if I do have a footer over here on my Durable site. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, I'll click include page footer, and there it is. It appeared at the bottom. All right, design settings. Okay, this is what I was looking for before. So this is my theme in a sense. So I'm going to leave the font alone. Now change the background. So you need a little bit more knowledge about design to understand what content background is and body background is and body image. And Durable kind of does all of that for you. I will say that the content background is this green color. Grab this green color, and that actually applies it to a lot of these blocks. All right, guess that's the default content background. The body background is just going to be white. I was expecting the headings to change color, but now I see that the content elements have their own styling as well. I would prefer it to do this sort of automatically. What I'm looking for in a website generator tool is a little bit of hand holding. I think this takes a little bit of practice to get used to. I may not want to spend my time manually tweaking the heading and the heading 2 and the heading 3 and the text and the link. I wish they would all just sort of cohesively fit together as I picked a theme, which is what they did over here when I chose a theme in Durable. I did choose to make a site from scratch, so maybe if you were to pick a template from their list of templates, then you'd have an easier time getting to the stuff that you care about, which is the content on the page and not the styling. Not sure what they're going for here with body image, but all right. So they have the option of importing from a URL, my Google Drive, whatever icon finder is, and Giphy. I'm going to choose Giphy just to see what happens. Just because I'm curious, I'm going to choose this picture of a giraffe chewing just to see what happens. I guess I'll import it. Insert. What does that do? Oh, there's a tiny section here with that giraffe. I guess that goes behind the content. So the content is in front of the body. I understand that now. I definitely don't want a body image. I guess if I wanted to make the site on the right, I would choose a body image or no, I would actually want, in their terminology, a content image, I think. So what in their mind is a card? I don't really understand. If I change this to black, to save, did anything change? I don't think anything changed there. I'm not sure what they're talking about when they say card. Change the heading to white. Yeah, there's just too many options. If I wanted to get something to the effect of this over here, I'd really have to learn how to use this tool. And as a blind run through, I don't think I'm going to get to it today. All right, so I guess to move blocks, you have to hold and drag. If you watch the Durable video that I did before this, there's an easy way by clicking up and down arrows to move sections. I think I prefer that. Oh, well, wait a second. Spoke too soon, perhaps. Yeah, I guess the first option is this drag option. How would I edit the arrangement of this particular block? Settings? I don't immediately see how to make, so over here we have the header and then the sub heading and then the call to action. We have the same thing here, except we have this image to the side. So I guess maybe if I just trash the image. Oh, that's not good. I guess this is part of a block template. What if I edit this? Okay, I have to say don't include media. Alright, that's getting closer to what I want. Alright, I'll change the heading color to white. Again, I wish there was just a theme to apply to everything. There might be a way to do it, but it's not very discoverable in this editor. What's this do? What? Show content in the card? Large card spacing? Normal card. Show content in the card. I had no idea what this button was going to do. So I just clicked the toggle and I guess it adds this card around whatever my content is, which I mean now makes sense, but I had no idea that was going to happen. Adjust block height to screen size. Alright, that's kind of what I expected to happen. Is there a way to have a background for this content here? I guess if I put include media, it's only going to be right here, and I can only choose between left and right media. Can't choose a background. Can choose a video though. I'm just going to not include it. Back to my button. FFCA82. I'm a little frustrated that the recent colors hasn't picked up that I've been using this yellow or the green. They're not the colors that I've been using. So it's a little frustrating. Put the button in the middle, change the font to black. Once again, I have to adjust the styles of the hover component. You saw me do it up here. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to move ahead and neglect this part. I will get rid of the border though, because that's annoying. Save that. The placeholder of section blocks is, before I forget, let me adjust the color of the, oh, that's something I don't think I was able to do over here. I had to do everything in the editor, but I guess if you are in the editor for MailerLite, you can just highlight the text and this toolbar pops up. So I guess that's kind of nice. I change the text color to white. Align that center. So like I said in the last video, this is where you would put a link to your scheduling service, be it Calendly, Honeybook, or a similar service. Save. All right. So I just discovered this blocks art. So if I wanted to add an event, I would just drag it in there right there. Oh, that's kind of neat. So you give your event an image, then to give it a date, and then say like get tickets or something like that here. That's a nice feature. So I do like their option of blocks. They kind of make it very simple to, they make it simple to pick from some pretty common elements that you might see on a landing page, like a table or a survey or quiz is one that I'm going to be using on my personal website pretty soon. You could even include a countdown if you're, marketing with some sense of urgency. There's options for forms, even have the option to include a layout, search feature. So if I say gallery, I give you the gallery. Very good. So I guess if I wanted to make it more like the section on the right, this would be a simple section. It would probably just be a text section. This next section would be the equivalent of an image. Our services might be the equivalent of 2 columns of content or 3 columns of content. Not sure how responsive those would be. By responsive, I'm just talking about the width of the page and how the elements within that section respond to the width of the page. So this section, I would add a carousel. Image carousel is a content block for them. And here's the gallery, so I would do something similar. So I just want to choose image gallery to see if I have the option of, yes, so I can choose a grid or I can choose inline. Okay, so I can't choose carousel, but I guess if I wanted to use the carousel, I would just use the carousel block that I mentioned earlier. But it doesn't really tell me how many files I can put into my gallery. I'm assuming it's not infinite, so I guess a little tooltip here might be helpful. As a location block, I'm wondering if MailerLite has the same thing. So they have this map block. I drag that in here. Oh my, they just give you the entire map. They are using Google Maps as well. If I edit this, I'm gonna enter the same address. Okay, if I wanted to change it to satellite, I might choose this. Yeah, so they're using Google Maps, and this is using Google Maps as well, but it's using the Mapbox framework, so this is slightly different. But they get sort of the same information across. I can make it as low as 300 and as big as 800. Again, I just like the opinionated nature of Durable. There's a lot less that you can mess up, and I think for the most part their opinions resonate with mine. They get the job done, and they do it really quickly. I would get out of my content editor, go up to form, and there's a sign up form and a contact form. If I wanted to sign up for something, or if I wanted to get in contact. So I use contact and see what that has. All right, so it's just give us a message. Can I add fields to it? Yes. Add new field, email, name, phone, website. Why can I only choose from these types of fields? So I can't make a custom field? Is that what you're saying? Add new field. Yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere where I can add something like a drop down and give it a custom list of options. So maybe a sign up form will give me the functionality that I want. Let's go to settings just in case. I do like that they have reCAPTCHA. I believe, yes, this site is protected by reCAPTCHA as well. Okay, so you can edit the success message that pops up in place of the form when you're done. Kind of the same thing that happens over here. Let's trash that and try to use a sign up form instead. Ah, that's a sign up form. If I edit, there's not very many options. Include media, I can include some more text, but for the form itself, there's one email field. I can add privacy policy, other settings. It gets strange that I can only have one field though. Yeah, just click on the settings just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'll save that. So I could continue, but I think you get the point. This editor has a lot more features that a designer might want to use. But for the use case that I'm going for, which is a small business owner who doesn't know much about design, who just wants to get their website off the ground, this might be a little bit too overwhelming for them. I just want to see what this HTML code block does if I put it in here. All right, this placeholder is not visible in preview, but I guess you can enter some custom HTML code. This block type is for HTML experts only. In this block, you can use all HTML tags. This page supports Bootstrap 4. Okay, that tells me all that I need to know right here. This website generator. At the end of the day, if you're a small business owner and you need to make a quick website, I think Durable is way easier to get off the ground with. If it's a draft, this is what happens when you finish saving your website. It gives you looks like a randomized landing page URL. I can also add my domain to publish landing pages to my own URL if I don't have a website. I can add a favicon. That's this little icon that appears up here in the browser tab. I can optimize my page for SEO. I can allow search engines to index this landing page just like I could in Durable. And then I'll just save and continue. Interesting feature here, I can create a split test. So basically a split test is two versions of the site. I imagine that MailerLite has some form of analytics, so you would be able to see the analytics depending on which site the user went to. It'll randomly or use an algorithm really to decide which landing page to provide to the person clicking on the link, and then you would see stats about page A and page B to determine which landing page gets you more conversions. So that's a pretty nice feature. I'm not going to mess around with many more of these settings. I'm wondering how I go live. I'm not seeing very strong call to action anywhere, or to make the screen bigger because I was getting some bugs on the smaller screen. How do I launch the site? Settings. I guess it's already launched at this URL. Unpublished true. Okay. Obviously I've skipped a step somewhere. This is my site. Oh, they have Stripe integration. That's kind of nice. Domains. Custom domains are included in paid plans. Default settings. Okay, so this is for your email campaign. I'm on the main dashboard now, and I'm still struggling to find out where to publish my site. I'm gonna go back to sites. All right, it might be on this page. Click this drop down. Nope. Overview. This is where I just was. Oh, status. Publish. Wait, what? Why is it grayed out? I can't publish it? Looks like some information is missing. Please click resubmit for more details. Okay, double opt-in. Alright, that feature doesn't look like it's working. Well, I think that concludes my review of MailerLite. There's definitely a learning curve when it comes to creating the websites. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This is sort of a side feature that they've included because the main purpose of MailerLite is not to make websites. It's to get your email campaigns up and running quickly, and they offer this as a sort of built-in feature to add a landing page that will help you convert and kick off your email campaigns. And so I imagine if I went through the trouble of creating a campaign and learning about how to do that, these landing pages and how they're set up might make a lot more sense. Alright, so that was MailerLite. Let's go over a summary by asking ourselves, who is this tool actually for? I see this tool being useful for two different types of people. Number one, a small business owner with a lot of time on their hands. If you're a business owner, you're probably pretty busy, and I don't see you learning this tool in an afternoon unless you already have some design experience already. But if you have a lot of time on your hands, you could probably get to know this tool pretty well, and it's pretty flexible and has a lot more options than Durable, if that's what you need. Speaking of design experience, I think this tool could be fine for someone who's already made a website before. A lot of the vocabulary this tool uses is familiar to me as a web developer, so I might be able to use the tool to make sites for others if I took the time to learn it. So that concludes my blind run of mailerLite's website builder. If you watched my previous video on Durable, let me know your thoughts. Is this something you could see yourself using? And if you didn't know, this is video 4 in my 100 videos in 100 days YouTube challenge. I did get a little sick overnight last night, so forgive me if my voice sounds kind of rough. I appreciate you sticking around to the end. Like the video if you learned something new. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.